Good afternoon. Let me know if you can hear me. Hi. Right then. John Wynn, David, good afternoon. So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening wherever you're watching. This is Tuesday Tunes with JP. And what this is, if you've never been here before, what we do is I do a lot of looping. And what we're going to do is I'm going to play a couple of songs from my repertoire, and also one that's not my repertoire yet, but I'm building on it. And then I'm going to show you how I break it all down. A couple of caveats for all this. If you want me to figure out a loop for you, then if you're on YouTube, please give it a super chat. And with the super chat, basically you'll help and support me, but also that means that I can help figure out the loop for you, and I'll play it maybe in next week's or the week after, depending on how fast I can figure it out. If you're watching on Twitch, then hello, just hello, and Facebook Live as well. We're streaming to all the places in the world. So hopefully you can hear me. Let me know if it's loud enough in the chat, and we'll get started. Steve, how are we doing? You okay? Sorry, I'm looking over here because basically my computer's just to one side here, as you can see in the corner. So I'm just making sure the stream is going live, because I'm actually doing something new for this live stream, and it's this. Yes, an automated camera that's following my face. Okay, that's enough intro for now. Just making sure everyone's in the room. Hi! Right, I'm just going to move things, so I'm not organised, as usual. As most people know when I'm live, I'm not organised. But that's okay. It no matter, because as long as you get what you want out of it, it's all good. So let me know where you're hailing from. Hey, GK Mac, how we doing? Loving the 600. Quite a change from the 50. Yes, it is. Isn't it just? 6 loops. I'm going to show you a track with 6 loops on it later on that I've actually saved, and using the beats as well. So yeah, it's going to be fun. But I'm going to start off with a stereophonic song, which is Maybe Tomorrow. And we're going to go over to this. Can you see that? I hope you can see that. That's all good. There we go. Cool. Now, if you're lucky enough to have one of these bad boys, which is an RC600, go onto this website, which is my website, and you can download the pedal planner, which was from my last video. Okay, here we go. East Yorkshire in the house and Wales in the house. And I know we've got the Wirral because that's where John is, and me. Been down and I'm wondering why these little black clouds keep walking around with me. With me. Which time I'd rather be high. I think I'll walk me outside and buy a rainbow smile and be free. Still I'm free. Maybe tomorrow I'll find my way home. Maybe tomorrow I'll find my way home. And then all the way on the other side, GK is in Canada. Look around at this beautiful life. I've been the upside of down, I've been the inside of out, but we breathe. We breathe. Wanna breeze and an open mind. Wanna swim in the ocean, wanna take my time for me. Me, oh me. Maybe tomorrow I'll find my way home. Maybe tomorrow I'll find my way home. Cheers, man. Maybe tomorrow I'll find my way home. Maybe tomorrow find my way home. Maybe tomorrow I'll find my way home. Maybe tomorrow I'll find my way home. La la la. Maybe tomorrow find my way home. La 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 la. La 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 la. La la la. La 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 la. Maybe tomorrow I'll find my way home. La 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 la. Maybe tomorrow I'll find my way home. La 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 la. Maybe tomorrow I'll find my way home. La 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 la. Maybe tomorrow I'll find my way home. Cheers. Right. Okay. Cool. So, thank you very much. That was Maybe Tomorrow by the Stereophonics. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's have a look at the chat. What's going on? Liking the new board, man. Yeah, man. I'm going to be doing a review on this pedal board, this new board that I've actually got everything on. It's 2 tiers, and it's a lot smaller than the meter-long pedalboard that John now owns because I sold it to him. But he's got lots of gear, he's got lots of stuff, and he needs it all kind of laid out. And I like what we've done with it, man. If you want to see my old pedalboard, my old flight case, go and have a look at John Wynn's YouTube channel. He's just gone over 100 subscribers. Get in, and it's all a journey. And then have a look at my old flight case and what he's done with it. He's done some drilling and everything. Oh yeah. Anyway, let's get on to the tune. So we're going to break it down. What we're going to do is, first of all, just let me know. Is this loud enough? By the way, I'm doing a test with maybe a new system. So I need to know if it's loud enough. First of all, let me know in the chat. I take it you guys are okay. Hello on the screen. Hi, Andrea, how are you doing? Okay, cool. Are you baking again? Are you cooking things? I hope so. If you want to request a song, then please use the super chat if you are on YouTube, as in if you want me to figure out for you how to loop something. Most loops I do are 3 tracks. I do have 6 tracks, obviously, but most loops I do are 3 tracks, so you could do it on an RC 50, a 300, even you could do it on a 500 and add one and then take it away again, or a 30. So anyway, we're going to break this down now, so I'm going to go back to this view. So let's start with the beat. Track 1 basically is this one here. If you're familiar with the channel and familiar with this kind of live stream, you know full well that I kind of beaty boxy. But I also start by sort of doing a little bit of strumming, so we go. That's it. That's it. And then whenever I do the sort of boots and cats, the boom, I kind of boom. I also hit the guitar as well. Now I'm putting a little bit of hi-hatty noises in there, but what I'm also doing as well. Have a listen. Yeah? Also, if you have a look at the pedal board, you can see actually it's quite a short loop. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll take that off for now. 3, 4. Okay? And then the other thing we're going to do as well is we're basically going to put down our main riff. So, this is, let me just change this over so you can see what on earth I'm doing. Normal tuning, capo number 3. This is just, I've set that literally just for my voice. It might be different for you, but it's like a C sus something. It's like when you have a G, but actually put the bottom 2 on there as well. So, A minor, E minor, D. And it's that pretty much all the way apart from the instrumental, so. And what really makes it with a stereophonic song is that sort of, some hammer on, hammer off noise. So you got. So yeah, so to do that. Any chilies? Well, that's for you. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Yes, I saw your video. Steve, top tune, do you have any monitors in your setup? Yes. Now this is where I'm going to start using this portable, movable camera. Hang on. Steve's asking questions now, you see. Right, if this camera is working, it should be following. Oh, there we go. So down here. Welcome to the studio. This is the Sonnet 60 by Blackstar. Now, this I'm doing a review on, and if you're a member on our YouTube members, you would have already seen this video all about this. It's coming out on Friday, but if you want to be a member, a YouTube member, you get to see the videos early. So this video, the video for this one's been out for a week already. So that is what I'm plugged into. Now, I'm plugged into that, so that's my monitor, just for in the room. If I was to go all the way around here, you're seeing the whole studio now, this is weird. But let's see if the camera will actually do this. Let's just go all the way down here. Are you following me? Yes. Down here in the corner, this monster, this is the Mackie Reach amp, and that is my PA amp. So normally when I'm going to a gig, that's what I play on with the stand. But for now, I'm using, whoopsie-daisy, for now I'm using the Sonnet 60 because it sounds awesome in the room. And it has got a trick which said sleeve. However, I'm not using that trick with you guys today. I'm literally just using it to monitor myself. That's it, just to listen to myself. So yeah, so there we go. I'm sure I've heard you perform Under the Bridge. Oh yeah, no, I have done Under the Bridge. I forgot about that, yeah. So I hope that answers the monitoring question anyway. But yes, I have performed Under the Bridge. Anyway, back to Maybe Tomorrow by Stereophonics. So. Oh, I've knocked the mic stand, haven't I? There we go, that's better, I think. Yeah, there we go. So, this is sort of muted. Just muted like that, obviously the chords. And then for those who don't realise, there is a bass on the RC600. I also use the TC Helicon Voice Live Play Acoustic for my vocal effects at the moment. And there is a bass. But it's a bit too deep at the moment, so I'm trying to tweak that. For the moment, I'm actually using one I've got called Barry White. If you want to see videos on this, I've got videos, breakdowns of all the sounds I use on the TC Helicon, and it's been with me for years. But I need to dial these in.
Yeah, so it sounds really bassy, but it still sounds human.
Most of my bass lines... There we go. Most of my bass lines I do by singing them. I don't actually play them on the guitar. I actually sing them. I know people like John actually sort of plays the bass line in and has like an octave down, like a guitar to bass sound with one of his effects. So a lot of people do that. I actually do. I do. That's what I do. So when we put these two together, the sort of muted guitar noises and the do-do-dos, you'll end up with this. Now Steve was asking about monitoring. So yes, the thing is, obviously the downside of this is the speaker is right there, and you can probably hear a little bit of the drums. You can hear it a little bit. Now, I've played around with in-ear monitoring. The first thing I do, I end up taking them out, because if I'm in a local pub, it doesn't really matter. You know, and also the speaker is normally pointing that way. So I've got a little bit of monitoring from it. The Mackie Reach has speakers on the side of it, where that is your monitor. So you don't need a separate monitor, which is really clever. So it's got a really wide throw. But yeah, so at the moment, that's just sitting there, and it's kind of pumping back into this mic. So I should move it really a little bit. Actually, I'm going to do that now. There we go, I'll just move it to one side. Told you it was organised. So there we go. Right, so when we've got our first two loops, let's go back. There we go. There we go, cool. When we've got our first two loops, so... And then basically we've got our beat and we've got that. I start singing the verse, so... And I'm wondering why these little black clouds keep on walking around with me. Down another behind, they gon' walk me outside about a rainbow, smile and be free. And then we bring in the harmony.
Maybe tomorrow. That's the bass.
Oh, that was funny, that was the bass. Maybe tomorrow I'll find my way home. Now it helps if you also play the right chords as well. Sorry, that totally threw me. Let's go back to this view. So basically, maybe tomorrow. And the thing with the TC Helicon, you play the chord, it knows it's the chord, and then it harmonizes. So, even if you've got a Kappa one, maybe tomorrow I'll find my way home. We've got those two going. And then you'll notice that I actually started this. So that was the original. No harmony, just singing it and ending. And then we bring that in, and then you record it while all that's going, and then turn it off. So record it, but then don't use it. So record it off, and then record it, and then turn it off. I can't speak today. What's going on? Record it, and then turn it off, and then sing verse 2. So that it's ready for the next chorus. Just having a fight with my iPad. Hang on a second. Stop it. Display. Oh, that's why I've got it on 2 minutes lock. Silly boy. There we go. Right, so basically, I'm singing that, obviously, that when they're going. Let's sing that in. Look at a beautiful life. Look around at this beautiful life. See what I did there? See basically my foot in the corner. Turned off track number 3 as soon as we recorded it. Wanna breathe in an open mind. Wanna swim in the ocean. Wanna take my time for me. Oh me, yeah. Stop. And then go back into the C. Bring everything back in. Maybe tomorrow. But I'll have the harmonies in as well. Maybe tomorrow I'll find my way home. Maybe tomorrow. Very quickly. So within let's turn it off. Within like a bar, what you're going to do is you're going to turn off loops 2 and 3. So what we're going to do is obviously. Maybe tomorrow. We're going to go into the instrumental, so we'll have the harmonies on. Turn them off and then go. So this instrumental. I'm turning things on and off at a great knots here. Instrumental, basically A minor, D. E minor, D. And then the last bit is. So you don't go back to the D, and then you can go back to. So if you're turning off loops 2 and 3, all you've got is basically the rhythm. So you're going with the harmonies. So, is that on? Yes. Bring everything back in. But the other thing as well, the other thing as well is on pedal 3, I added another load of loops. So this is the original. And then obviously we added these on. Listen, have a listen. I'm going to undo it now. So as you go into the last chorus, and they're not there yet, you've still got the ooh-oohs. Maybe tomorrow I'll find my way home. 2, 3, and bring everything back in. Loops 1, 2, 3. And then I actually just keep playing and just tapped it and just went la, 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 la. And then you end up with la, 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 la. And then it's totally up to you how you end it. You can end it basically just by maybe tomorrow I'll find my way home. Of course, you can turn them off individually. So that is how I loop, maybe tomorrow, by Stereophonics. Now, how are we doing? Let's have a look. What's going on? Monitor setup. Sure, you've heard of it. Yes, you have. Andrew, 1, 2, 3, play. I'm ready with my accordion. Yes. Cool. I hope you're like if I'm playing like a capo on the capo C. What is that? I don't know. It's something. I haven't got the time to figure it out. If I play this, which is a C but third up, what's that? C, D. Is it D sharp? Why don't you play along with accordion? That'd be quite good. Can you put a capo on accordion? Don't think so. I'm joking. I know you can't. Very nice. It's good to understand what setups are used. Thanks. You're welcome. Oh, it's E. Okay. Still want to see an accordion getting looped. That'd be so cool. You could go and you can make like really chugga noise and all kind of noises. I'm just being an idiot. Sorry. Yeah, that'd be really cool. So this is Tuesday Tunes with JP. I'm JP. Hi, nice to meet you. And if you've never been here before, we go over a couple of tunes that I play in my repertoire, which using a loop pedal, which is one of these things, that big red thing on the floor, and we go through basically how I do it, and we're going to break it down. So if you're familiar with the channel, you'll know that I do a lot of looping, and I do a lot of looping tutorials. Have a look, obviously, at different playlists that I do, depending on which looper you've got. And if you want my looping tips, go to my website, which is just underneath here, and you can basically scroll down. And there's two things now. You can actually go and get the RC600 pedal planner, which is basically to help you plan all your pedals about this one. And also, you can get my looping tips, which is a PDF. They're both PDFs, but there's a PDF book that you can download, and it's my tips over the last umpteen years. I think I said 18, isn't it? 18 years. 18 years of looping. Sounds like that sounds like an album. 18 years of looping, or some kind of weird country song. So basically, go to my website, you can do that. If you want my help, and you need me to help you, I was helping 2 people this week by doing Zoom calls with them, and we do basically coaching. So I can give you some coaching, we can break it down. If you just want to figure out your routing, as we did with one person, we can do that as well, and that is also on the website. So if you need some coaching, you want some one-on-one time with moi, dedicated time, everyone shut the door, they're not coming in, it's only you and me, pal. And then basically what we can do is we can go over everything. So if you do want some coaching, the great thing about it, doing it through my website, is I actually record the call, and then what I can do is I can post it up for you to watch, so you can replay it back. So if we've gone over loads of things and you've forgotten 6 things but you've remembered 2, you can watch it back and watch basically the coaching call again and again and again for you. So that's what you pay for. So there we go. One-on-one tutorials and all that jazz. I've set up a couple of loops over the past couple of days, and I've been very brave, and I am starting to use the rhythm section of the RC600. I've always done the boots and cats stuff, and I'm finally starting to, I even didn't use it on the 300, but I'm starting to use the rhythm section, and that's what this pedal's for. You may have seen my last short video that I brought out yesterday about using it for rhythm. So let me just erase basically this loop. Hang on a second. And that's the change. Oh, did you see the camera? I didn't even see the camera move then. Wow. So yeah, basically, I'm going to just need to see what that does. Oh, you see my baldy head. Great, fantastic. I used to use the FS7 pedal for going memory up and memory down. And I don't do that anymore. I'm actually starting to use it with the rhythm. And I found a trick out with the RC600, and not a trick, but just a feature really, that if you use this, I use the bottom one here, this is the B, I use that for tap tempo, and this one I use to turn the rhythms on and off. But if you tap the tempo once, nothing happens. It just basically, whoa, what happened there? Oh yeah, I forgot about that. If I make this gesture, my camera zooms in. I've got to be careful to make an L gesture. But basically, if you tap it once, nothing happens. You've got to tap it twice to kind of like get the rhythm. And so I just thought, well, if I'm only tapping it once, maybe I could make it do something else. So I have. So I've got it to do the variation and flick from variation A to variation D. So let me example of that for you. There's a drum beat for you. I can stop it at the top, but then also, basically what I can do is I can change the tempo just by tapping here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. But at the same time, if I just press B once, it'll go from variation A to D. Ready? It has a little Collins in there. A little fill in there. Depends on when you press it. There we go. And I can just stop it at the top, which is really useful. So I'm starting to utilize that a little bit. A variation A and D for verse and chorus. It's more pedal dancing, but I don't care. It's got a little bit more oomph to it now because it's not just me going boots and cats. So here we go. Right, so. Just read your comment and just pressing the buttons until they fit the song. Oh, okay. So if I take the capo off, and then we'll go over this song. Now I did this on a previous live stream, but someone requested me to do it again. Would you believe? And I'll do that. No problem. If this is what you want, if that's what you want, I'll do it. And this is it is actually capoed. I forgot. I'm so sorry. But think of it as basically E. This is F. So then if I go G, it'll probably be A. Is that A, Andrea? On the accordion, you let me know. So this song is a George Ezra song. It's well known. It went to #1 in multiple countries. And this is Shotgun. Want to turn the drums off. That's the other thing as well, you've got to kind of make sure it's off, and again, it's just down to there. If I'd changed it to an empty loop, it wouldn't be on, because that's the way I've got it set, but I need to figure that out. I'm still figuring out the drums and everything, so. Angus, good afternoon. When am I doing the big build? Well, this is the pedal board that I'm talking about. This is the pedal board I'm going to be using, and this is the big one, would you believe? I know. It's expandable. This is the holy board, but there's a video coming out of it soon. Now, if you did what I've just done and made a mistake, you can hold down and erase the track to keep playing. The audience don't really know. You'll know because you've seen what I did, and you're all loop enthusiasts, but the audience don't care. Right. See you later. Gonna hit the road. Gonna hit the road. Something's changed to the atmosphere. Architecture unfamiliar. I could get used to this. Time flies by and the yellow and green stick around. You see what I mean? The mountain top that I'm dreaming of. If you need me, you know where I'll be. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like a someone. Whoa. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like a someone. Whoa. equator, navigator, gonna hit the road, gonna hit the road. Deep sea diving round the clock, bikini bottoms, lager tops, I could get used to this. Time flies by in yellow and green, stick around and you see what I mean. The mountain top I'm dreaming of, if you need me, you know where I'll be. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like someone. Whoa, I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like someone. Whoa. Now, you have a choice. You can use a kazoo or your mouth. Doing the fun, doing the back, sailing alone, and we don't look back. Nice little trick. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like someone. Whoa, I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like someone. Whoa, I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like someone. Whoa, I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like someone, someone, someone. Right then, so let's have a look. What's going on? I live in the tension between simple board and the sounds from the pedals, exactly where I like it. Yes. I like you utilising the CC and the RC to their potential. Good, thank you. Yeah, it's one of these things where the reason is because the TC Helicon's a little bit like my safety blanket. It's a little bit difficult to let go of it at the moment. Plus, I love the harmonies. I don't have to choose the key and I don't have to do anything like that. There are harmonies on the 600, but obviously, for those who know, it's slightly different. And the other thing as well is all my settings are dialed in, and it'll take me a little while to sort of, if I let that go, and for it to let that go, then they're going to have to implement the V500 stuff into the 600 for harmonies, because I'm not setting up I am starting to set up memories per song, but I could set the key for each one potentially, but I'm just one of those people who predominantly uses like one or two patches, one or two memories, and just does the whole show with maybe two, and that's it. You could go like each one is a song and each one is a memory, and that's what I'm going to show you in a little while, because I have done that with two songs. Just for fun and just for a little bit of practice and a little bit of discovery for me, actually. So we're all on a journey together, certainly for those who've got a 600 or you've got a 500, all the new pedals, you're on a journey with it. Certainly if you're moving over from something like a 300 to a 600, John knows very well that journey, as do I, and it's, or if you're going from like a head rush or something like that. And it's unlearning, you have to unlearn to relearn what you're doing. It's not an upgrade, it's a completely different board. Anyway, yeah. My granddaughter loves a bit of Ezra. I'd be cool as if you could nail this one. Did I nail it? I did mess up the beginning. Did you notice that? Did I say it? So, it's actually only two loops. but then we put one on the end just for fun. So here's the first one. Let's go back to that other view. There we go. So loop 1. Again, a short loop, just a short 1, 2, 3, 4 loop. 1, 2, 3, 4. So again, I'm going. Yeah? Boom, boom, boom. That's all you need. That's boots and cats. Now, this is the point where I could choose to use the rhythm section, but I think, from what I was messing around with this morning, I think I've got this as a shuffle. Yeah, it wouldn't be the right kind of loop to do that with. But if I had a straight 4/4 loop, boom, 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 I could actually just use that, and then I could separate out the guitar and the bass and the harmonies and stuff as well. But I do have the guitar. I'm used to having only 3 loops, and then putting my own beatbox on loop number 1. Predominantly, loop number 1 is always my beats. My beats, my boots, my cats. If you look at some other loopers spread their beats across the loops. So then when you play all of them, it all kicks in, but when you take some away, there's still a little bit of something there, which is clever. Carl Wachner's a really good one for that. I've said that before. But so loop number 2 is literally, again, muted chords. So we're capo 2, normal tuning, G, C, E minor, D. And that's the whole song, honestly. The whole song, 4 chords all the way through. I'll be riding. Sorry. Again, the bass line. Dun, 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 dun. And I do use that sweep. It sounds quite nice. Have a listen. Oh, I've got to turn that rhythm off. Not like that. At the end is kind of, I know it's 4 chords and it's dead easy, but I'll always put something, I've said this before, I'll always put something at the end of a bar or at the end of a loop section, just so I kind of know, so it's just a little bit more progressive. And that is it. That is basically it. It's the simplest thing in the world. So. Homegrown alligators, see you later, gonna hit the road. Oh yeah, the other thing I do as well is, let's get these 2 rolling, and then basically what you'll notice is I take the drums out for half of the verse. So. Here we go. So. Homegrown alligators, see you later, gonna hit the road. Gotta hit the road. Bring the drums back. Change in the atmosphere, architecture, unfamiliar. You get used to this. And then this is also where you can start playing with the volume user, which is this one. So you can use that as well. And those 2 loops are pretty much just played on and off. Play with the harmony a little bit. Obviously, I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like a someone. Whoa. So there we go. Then I normally have I forgot to put them here because I'm so organized, but I have a shaker, a little tambourine, and a kazoo. And I might use the kazoo, but if I haven't got the kazoo with me, then. And then, with the harmony, I'm kind of playing to let the TC Helicon know what chord it is. Let me just play the G, and let me not play the chords. Do you hear the note change? By telling the TC Helicon what chords to play, I know we're talking about looping in general, but by doing that, it just gives that subtle harmony just even better. So you could just, if I just had it just on G, then you'd get this. Listen to the harmonies. And that's a major. But I want it on a minor. So. It does make a difference. I'm also getting used to trying to get this button pressed. The TC Helicon's at a slight angle, and then I've put it on a second tier at a slight even more angle. So now the button's like there, like 45 degrees. So I'm trying to get used to doing that. I might have to get some of these more toppers for this just to hit it, because I'm finding it a little bit difficult. Or I can expand this pedal board and put that here and make it even longer. But then I wouldn't really be utilizing the second tier. So not sure what to do about that yet. Yeah, but there we go. That is Shotgun, George Ezra. Swan Music Studio. How do you think? I think a lot. How do you think? No, I'm only messing. If I buy the RC600, should I sell the 500? I have one. Do you use them both together? No. I don't use them both together. It's over there, the 500, and I'll take that out to like open mic nights, or just I'll have it in the bag if I've got the guitar with me, just for a little bit of fun. That's it. I will use it. It's 2 tracks. Why wouldn't I use 2 tracks? That might as well. And it's got 32-bit floating quality. It's fantastic. But I don't use them together because the 600 is confusing enough. The 600 gives me all I need. Now, I know someone who put a 500 and a RC5 together to create a new version of an RC300, and they did that before the 600 was announced. The problem was, like, you have got a problem with like audio and MIDI, and you use MIDI sync. So if you start one and then the other one is the controller and the other one follows along. So therefore, if you stop the one that follows along, it won't stop the main one. It gets really confusing. You can put them together, no problem. But then you've also got to think about why you would do that when you've got so many inputs on the 600. You've got 2 mic inputs, 4 jack inputs, and my TC Helicon is XLR out for both the guitar and the vocal, so I just use both mic inputs. You may notice there, just here, let me just get the other view, just here, that the XLRs are there, and they're going under the board, and they're going to here, XLR 1 and 2. So I actually EQ them a little bit differently, so then the guitar obviously sounds different to the microphone. So yeah, I wouldn't use them together, personally. You might want to. The other alternative is obviously depending if you're in like a duo or a band, and maybe you're controlling the 600 and you give the 500 to someone else who's a vocalist, and then they're in sync, and that's fine. You're always in control of it, and then the 500 is in basically following along, and then they can loop what they like, but then it's not affecting the 600. You could do that. That's an alternative. And also, it doesn't mean that you're sharing, like, you know, either side sharing the same board. You could give that board to someone else and synchronize it. So you could do it that way. There's an alternative for you. So yes, so you could do that. That's an alternative. But personally, no, I just want as little equipment as possible. So yeah, so that's why I'm sticking to one board, and I don't use the 500 and 600 together. That'd be cool, though. I'm now thinking that'd be cool. Certainly if you were in a duo, that'd be cool. You could hand it to someone else, and they'd have a separate mix as well. Swan Music Studio's giving me thoughts. Right, okay, now, I'm going to move over to this for a second, because the next couple of songs I've actually, let's move over to this one. There we go. So my name is JP. This is Tuesday Tunes with JP. That's me. And if you've never seen this before, then what we do is I do it every Tuesday at 2 o'clock. I try to get all the T's in. So 2 o'clock British Summer Time. So Tuesday Tunes at 2 o'clock on my time, British Summer Time, JP time. I try and do a couple of songs. I'll do a couple of songs on my looper, and then what I do is I break it down and show you how I loop them. I'm not saying that's the way you should loop them. I'm just showing you how I do it. And if you find it interesting, that's great. Give us a thumbs up, and I hope that's okay. Hang on a sec. Oh, you're welcome, no problem at all. Give it a thumbs up on the live stream if you are liking this, because then that sends it out to more people. So the next couple of songs are actually, I don't want to say pre-recorded, but they're kind of pre-recorded. But I want to show you how I've looped them, because one of them is just a bit of fun, and well, they're both a bit of fun actually. So I'm going to change them over now. I'm going to say. So someone was asking me about this, but also I'm starting to utilize, as I said before, I'm utilizing the drums. So this song is Deeply Dippy. Now Deeply Dippy I play on the 5th here, and we go. So this is on the 5th capo, normal tuning, G, E minor, F, C. But what I want to do is, I want to use this. So, thought you liked this. The weird drum kit there. Bring the bass in. Dip about the cause you got deeply hot, hot for the cause you got deeply dip about the fun we had, deeply mad, mad for the fun we had. Oh my love, can make head not tail of passion. Oh my love, let's set sail for the seas of passion now. Deeply dip about the way you walk, contact sport, let the neighbors talk. Deeply dippy, I'm your Superman, I'll explain, you're my lowest lane. Oh my love, let's take head, not tail of passion. Oh my love, so let's set sail for the seas of passion. One, two, three, four, 1, 2, Dip about your Spanish eyes, you're a smile, that go on for miles and miles and miles. I forgot about the intro. 1, 2, 3, and miles, miles and miles. Getting hit, no tail of passion. Oh my love, let's set sail for the seas of passion. Oh my love, let me have no tail of passion. Oh my love, let's set sail for the seas of passion now. So that's a quick version. So what on earth have I done? Other than mess it up because I forgot there was a four beat bar intro for the drums. Anyway, so if I just press this, that brings an intro into the drums. And then that it plays. So this is variation A. So if I just press this on its own. Dun, 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 dun. And then we got, again, just muting and then just bringing in the bass. Here we go. So when we go over to the chorus, press B on here now, we'll get a different style of trumpet. Do you hear that? And then when we go into the, there's like a breakdown bit. But obviously with the harmonies. You go back into it. And then the last one, the last actual verse, I'd already pre-recorded with harmonies in. So. Oh, my love. Give me here, tell a passion, oh my love. Let's set sail, seas of passion, oh my love. Give me here, tell a passion, oh my love. Let's set sail for the seas of passion, oh my love. Give me here. We've actually got 4 things going on there. Don't even have to play. It's weird. Seas of passion, oh my love. Give me here. Tell a passion, oh my love. Set sail for the seas of passion now. Okay, so it's all down to the beat as well, and I've got the little intro, so I have to be careful with that when I'm bringing it back in. It does give me a 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then obviously I could turn that off. I don't have to have an intro in. You can also do an ending with the rhythm as well, so I don't have to have that. I've got that turned off, so if I turn this off, it instantly goes off. But yeah, I've just got to remember that. It's because I've been playing it for so long, I forgot, and I've only been doing this past couple of days. So yeah, so we can obviously do it that way. And yeah, there we go. Jazz Rich, clapper, 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 clapper. Give it a thumber, upper, upper. If you don't mind, that'd be lovely. And yeah, so basically, you've got those there, and obviously the beat is going in, and it's already kind of pre-rolling. And then I've just got to turn off stuff when we go, like, step down from the G. And I don't have to rush because obviously the first chord is G, so I can go get to there and just bring it back in. Dun, 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 dun. I love this song. It's just so much fun to play. With the drums, it gives it a little bit more oomph as well, as opposed to me going boom, 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 boom. I could still do that though. Yeah, so that's quite cool, and that is Deeply Dippy. That's kind of pre-saved on my looper, which is at loop number 22. I've been doing all kinds with it. So yeah, so I've pre-saved that there. I want to show you the next one. So one sec. If you can read that, and if you saw my YouTube short earlier on this morning, you'll know what this is. So this one is a little bit different because It does have a key change in that I've not decided what to do with yet. So I'm still doing this as a little bit of a progressive thing, but I want to show it you anyway. And this is Senorita, Justin Timberlake. Now this is a flipping hard song to kind of get right and play around with. It's also, there we go. Also, I play it in Dadgad as well. I've just remembered. So we shall get Red. Red is in Dadgad, which is D-A-D-G-A-D, if anyone doesn't know. And not talking down to anyone, it's just obviously, if I say Dadgad and people go, what's that? I don't know, play keyboards, I've got a clue. Dadgad is tuned in D-A-D-G-A-D, so you get this kind of sound. Oh, it's a little bit out. And Red is always a little bit, don't know why, I don't know if it's a pickup, but Red is always a little bit louder than Lucky Lime, which is my normal guitar. They're all named by someone else. Anyway, I'm going to give you a little bit of a play around with this. So I'm actually start with this on loop number 3. They're all pre-recorded in. We've got a drum beat that's ready to go, so just have a listen to this. So,
on that sunny day, with no ID, such a beautiful girl walking down the street, to those bright brown eyes, it's coming down, she deserves a crown. Where is it now, mama? Listen, Senorita, I feel for you, doing things that you don't have to. He doesn't love you, I can tell by your charm, but it's the real love. If you just stay in and listen past in my mind, well, you don't slow it down. We carry on this way, this thing might turn around. Wouldn't you like to fly in the ride? Still deserves a crown. Where bound, mama, listen, mama, read it, feel for you. You don't have to, and don't you love you back until my job. Not the real love. Right. Now I haven't gone into the bridge and I haven't done that deliberately. So, this is why it's actually a work in progress, this one. And I'm really loving the groove, I'm really loving feeling this one, that's really cool. The reason why it's progressive and I haven't finished it yet is because you've got to go complete key change. And I look into your eyes. Sorry. And then you got to go back into it. Now, I've got two choices here. I can turn off the melodic sounds of this, or what I'm thinking of doing is I'm thinking of using another memory. And what that does is basically on the RC600, sorry, I'm using 6 loops. So let me go through them now. So first of all, we've got our beat, which is actually our rhythm. So I'm actually using 7 things. So
that's not really the beat that's actually on the track. And we can change it over, so when we go into the chorus, bring it back to that one. And good morning from Australia, Mark. How are we? I hope you're well. So let's start with the... If I turn the actual drum bit off, which is the rhythm bit there, that was what I created. And it's just me kind of like strumming and also making hi-hat noises. Then the other one is actually the first bit, which is the actual melody. Now, I have to tell you, that took me absolutely ages to figure out, okay? Because it's meant to be played on like, I think played it on a Rhodes. But I'm doing this in Dadgad, so... I'm not going to play it right now, but I'm still learning it. But basically, it's like sort of up here, it's like... Anyway. And then the bass line actually is completely strange, because it's all kind of ninths. It's all a really weird ninth sound. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, the easiest way to get this down is basically to pre-record it, as in pre-record the loop. So if you listen to it... I actually had this going, and I would start with this. Next loop. And record it in bits. Literally recorded it in bits. So, yes, I can't quite play it all together in one go yet, but I'm going to learn how to do that. But it doesn't sound like it was played in bits. Nice little loopy trick there. If you don't know the track, play it in bits. So. Okay. So there's loads going on there. Mark's just said it straight away. I'd go to a new memory, cut out the last chorus, and build up a new loop for the outro. Feels like there's something like heating up. Yeah. So... it feels like something's heating up, can I leave with you? There's that bit, right? So the thing is, I could turn elements off on this one. But the actual second memory, I've decided, I'm going to go to another memory. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this, write it to the next memory up, and then just take out the melodic elements. So I'm just left with the drums, and then I can just play the... I can't remember the last chord, and then it just goes back into the main thing. So, where we've got this going, the bass, so that's just there. So where are we? And then using the bass as well with my mouth. Do, 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 do. So you get? So you can hear the actual guitar there as well. I very rarely play a bass line on a guitar, but I just wanted to do it with this one. We add in our little riff. Put in the normal drums. And there's our verse. That's all we need for our verse, okay?
On that sunny day, didn't know I had me.
It's got a little bit of feel to it. It's like, you know you're holding something back, you can just feel it, right? This loop 1 is where I'd bring in Senorita, okay?
Senorita, I feel for you.
And I'm just playing power chords basically on the guitar. So I'm just which just follows the bass line. Now, loops 4, 5, and 6, what are they? Well, loops 4 is... So we've got that going on. Then we've got another kick and snare. And the reason for that is, it was just to give it a boots and cats. I don't have to do this. It's just my decision. But it's a proper borka. So if I go back into it and actually play the first three, and the drums as well, doesn't need it, just decided to do it. So, let's add those drums in. Just gives that punch. So what's the last one? Yeah. I just repeated this. Hang on. Yeah. I repeated that basically, that little tune, but only one little note. And then it just did a little bit of barring, so. So, yeah, basically when you get all 6 of them in, and the drums as well, it sounds pretty awesome. And then we can just bring stuff out. I want to try something right now. I don't do it anymore. Let's sing like, it feels like something's here now. Gonna leave with you, and the ladies sing. Gonna live with you. Gotta sing. Yeah. I could play this all day long. It's so cool. But I won't. So the next part of this, as Mark says straight away, obviously what I can now do is if I hit right, in fact I'm going to do it right now just to show you. I haven't got to zoom in on the camera though, that's the only thing, I'm sorry about this. But let me take the guitar off. Let's go to this view so you can see what I'm doing. So I want to keep all the rhythmic elements of this track, which basically are across this board right now. So what I'm going to do is, if this is on memory number 23, what I need to do is I need to click exit and enter together, click right, and then just turn this 1 to memory number 24, which is empty, completely empty. And if I click enter, that will now execute that. And now it's on memory number 24, exactly the same. However, what I can now do is I can take out the melodic parts of this. I'll give it another name, so I'll just go to loop. Let's go to name. Let's wrong. I always do that. I always go to the wrong button first. There we go. So if I go cursor, Senorita, if I just call it 2, just for speed. That one, cool. Exit. Okay, so I've just called it 2. I'll probably call it part 2 or something like that, or breakdown, whatever. So if I go to 23 and I go to 24, you can see they're different. Hopefully you can see that in the camera just there. And then what I can do is now just go through this at home and just, right, that's the drum. I'll leave that there. I need to get rid of that. So let's get rid of that element. Cool, so that's gone. I need to get rid of that as well because that's not one part of the breakdown. Sorry, the bridge, not breakdown. We need to get rid of that as well. And then that is the drums, I know that, and that one, we need to get rid of that as well. So we're actually left with 2 loops. And what I can now do is I'll write that again, so it saves it on Senorita 2. So now, let's just go back to Senorita 1. Now, I haven't got a pedal set up for this yet, but what I might do is on memory number 2, just make that memory up and memory down just for this. So I can go memory up and it'll just automatically do it. But let's just play everything. And then let's just have a look, and I'll go to memory number 2, so we can go. Okay? Sorry if it's a little loud. And then we're going to go up. Here we go. There we go. So we're now on Senorita 2. Let's go back down. Just got to wait for it. Here we go. Now, that's what I think I need to walk out for. So obviously, it's playing the same ones, but it's not playing any elements because they're not playing in the first. Sorry, let me just stop that. It's not playing. Let's go to that view. There we go. It's not playing any of the other elements because they're not live yet. But if I had stuff on there that was still playing, so what I'm going to do is plan this out. So on Senorita 2, the part 2, I need to make sure I want to have that back in and that back in at least. Okay, so therefore what I'm going to do is I'm going to plan it out. So when I look into your eyes, sexy baby, all that stuff, that is on memory tracks 2 and 3. So when I bring it back down to the previous track, they'll continue to play, okay? So I need to basically plan. It is a little bit of planning, and it is a bit more planning at home, but it's better to do that, I think, in a track like this with so many different parts than trying to play this live and doing it all live, okay? So this is the part where I've always been a live looper. I've always been someone who is like live looper, full on live, everything's here live, nothing's pre-recorded, blah, 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 blah. However, I'm kind of changing a little bit because in this particular track, there's so much going on that you need your own version of a little bit of a backing track. And it's not a backing track per se, it's your loops. But what it means as well is I could basically go mode 2, and I could just press, I'm going to use that, I'm going to use mode 2 and basically go to here. So the start-stop isn't a start-stop, it's memory up. And on Senorita Part 2, the same button is memory down. So they can literally go between the two and it just goes seamlessly. So I just need to obviously figure that out and write that down. But I just wanted to show you what I'm doing with Senorita because I've never been able to play it live. I've never been able to muck around with it live, and I thought it's such a cool track to, do this on a Friday night. So, sorry, you're now watching me do this. Chakaramba. So yeah, but I just wanted to show you basically what happens. So it's all good. So this is Tuesday Tunes, and I just wanted to show you a couple of things I'm doing with the RC600 and playing a couple of tunes from my repertoire and a couple of new ones. I'm also going to be adding a couple of tracks to my repertoire as well, with the looper, with the rhythm section, with multiple memories. If you want me to figure out what loop you want me to do, let me rephrase that. If you want me to figure out a loop for you, as in you want to figure out how I would loop it, not how it would be looped, how I would do it specifically, and you value that, then give this a super chat in the super chats, and then what you can do is you can actually request in a super chat basically a song. I'll write it down, and then in the next week or two I'll have that ready for you. Based around whether you want it on 3 tracks, you want it on 6 tracks, or if you've got an RC50, or you've got an RC500 with 2 tracks, I could show you how I would do it based around what you're asking. So I hope that helps you, and obviously if you do want more of my help, go to my website. Let me just bring it back up. So it is that way. www.johnpaulmusic.co.uk. Go to that website. There are 2 things you can download. It's 2 PDFs. One is if you've got an RC600, like this bad boy, then what you can do, I've moved the camera because I moved the mic stand, there we go. If you've got one of these big red things over here called an RC600, then what you can do is you can download my pedal planner. My pedal planner is on the RC600. It's on my website. So if you go down there, and then next door to that, you'll also see downloading my looping pro tips, which is a PDF booklet that you can get. It's completely free. Both of them are completely free. So put your email address in, and then the system emails you that, and I'll email you that directly. So there we go. So this has been Tuesday Tunes. I hope this has been okay. We've gone for around about an hour and a half today, and I just want to show you a couple of different things. If you've got a question, this video will be on a replay. If you want to go back and go, how the hell did he do that? Then this video will be on a replay, so you can go back and watch it, and it'll be replayed in a couple of moments because we are done, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to finish up for this afternoon. But thank you very much for watching, and if you are liking Tuesday Tunes, then please let me know in the comments. Give it a thumbs up, give it a share it to a friend who's a loop artist, and then they'll see it. They'll see it. End of. So I hope that's been okay, guys. Thank you very much for being entertained, hopefully. And we will see you on the next Tuesday Tunes. Ta-ta! Jean Paul! Yes, there is. To answer your question, there is more How Do You Loop coming out. There's some more interviews coming, and stay tuned.